Hey Canucks fans, it sounds like defenseman Travis Hamonic will indeed be attending the Vancouver Canucks training camp on a PTO. Very exciting news if you're one of those people who think that the Canucks should increase their depth and increase the quality of player on their blue line. And I don't know if it's ironic or if it's fitting that this news comes on a day, during the evening on a day of, when I was vlogging about it this morning. I was talking about the Canucks depth overall. I was talking about the Canucks training camp roster, and I was wondering, and I asked the question, do you think the Canucks should add a defenseman like Hamonic or Vatanen? Do you think the Canucks should add a forward, or do you think they should go into training camp status quo? And Elliotte Friedman broke the news about an hour ago. I was actually watching a movie with my lovely wife, Gail. Got to finish that movie now. I told her to give me 5 minutes so I could record this. But Elliotte Friedman tweeted this. Certainly will be more detail in the morning, but there are rumblings Travis Hamonic will go to Vancouver on a PTO, professional tryout. GM Jim Benning and coach Travis Green are scheduled to speak on Sunday. So this isn't massive news. It's not a big shock to anyone who's been following the team, or at least following the team relatively closely. The Canucks have been interested in Travis Hamonic since the end of the season a few months ago, but there's all this talk about not enough cap space. And then, of course, the news broke at the end of last week that Micheal Ferland will likely start the season on LTIR, will not be ready for training camp, and this makes sense. This would free up, as I spoke about earlier today, the money that gets freed up by Micheal Ferland going on LTIR means that the Canucks can afford to sign one or two additional players, depending on the rate, of course, and Travis Hamonic would be one of those players. Now, Hamonic is a good player, played for Calgary the last few years, after coming over from the Islanders, and I vlogged about him a couple weeks ago, but I'd say his best days are maybe behind him, but he can still be a serviceable third pairing defenseman, and he gives you some insurance, especially as I mentioned earlier today, if one of the top four guys do get injured and if you don't trust Jordy Ben or Elliotte Levy to fill in those minutes. Now, Hamonic is a right shot defenseman, so that means it would be, if he comes and he makes the team, and then it would be likely a battle between Jordy Ben and Elliotte Levy for the third spot on the left side. I was talking about Levy on the left, Ben on the right, both Hamonic coming in. You could argue he's better than those two players. So Hamonic gets that third right spot, and then it's a matter of Ben who can play both sides. Remember, Ben played on the left when Stetcher's playing on the right last season for half the season. So maybe it's a battle between Ben and Levy on the left side for that third spot. So for anyone wanting the Canucks to go after Hamonic and to increase the quality of player on the blue line, the depth on the blue line, then you're probably a pretty happy person right now. I'm pretty happy. I want to see how this turns out first. I don't think it's as big as news to say Mike Hoffman going to the St. Louis Blues on a PTO. And we know that just because Hamonic is going to come to the Canucks, or scheduled to on a PTO just like Hoffman, it doesn't mean that another team cannot sign him to a true, actually bona fide contract before the Canucks actually sign him to a contract at the end of the PTO. But it's unlikely, especially if a guy like Hamonic or Hoffman haven't got a contract yet, proper, then it seems kind of unlikely that another team's going to come in and swoop in and take them while they're attending another team's training camp on a PTO. But stranger things will happen, I guess. But I guess we'll wait till the morning. The big news, though, if that's the case, from Elliotte Friedman, perhaps it'll be confirmed tomorrow morning when Travis Green and Jim Benning indeed meet the media. So Canucks fans, if this is indeed the case, that Hamonic's coming to the Canucks training camp on a PTO, I guess a couple of questions. Number one, how excited are you? Are you excited? Are you looking forward to it? And number two, do you think he's got a good shot to make the team? I would argue yes. I'd argue that I'm pretty excited. I'm about Saturday night, 11 o'clock excited though, so I'm not too excited, but we'll see what happens in the morning. But yes, I think more importantly, he's got a really good shot to make the team as long as he's got a good camp and overall increases the depth on our blue line, which is much needed this season. Canucks fans, leave a comment below. I love to read, react, and reply. As always, subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and have a great night. God bless, and go Canucks go.